Helldivers 2 might single-handedly repair international relations between China and the United States.
Who would have thought in the year 2025, Chinese and American players will come together to defend Shanghai in cyberspace against alien invasion? Hello, my friends. I'm Carl Zha. You're watching the Silk and Steel podcast, where I focus everything on China, history, culture, and politics. Helldiver 2 is a co-op third-person shooter game developed by Arrowhead Game Studio, which is a gaming game developing company based out of Sweden. The premise of the game is that the Earth, now called Super Earth, is under imminent threat of alien invasion. The majority of the Earth's population now live in 7 megacities. These are megacity number 1, Port Mercy, which is based on Singapore; megacity number 2, Equality on Sea, which is based on modern city of Shanghai; megacity number 3, Prosperity City, which is based on Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, which also happened to be the capital of Super Earth; megacity number 4, Administration Center number 2, which is based on Brussels, Belgium; megacity number 5, Eagleopolis, which is a giant megacity composed of modern city of Cairo, Jerusalem, and the rest of Palestine; and the megacity number 6, Remembrance, which is based on Buenos Aires, Argentina; and finally, megacity number 7, York Supreme, which is, of course, New York City, New York. Now, the plan of game dev is to have alien hordes to rush into every megacities and destroy everything except one, the Prosperity City, aka Stockholm, and to have the final battle taking place over there. But when the Chinese player heard about this, they said, not on my watch. Because for the Chinese, the Battle of Shanghai evokes the real historical memories of the Battle of Shanghai in 1937, when 700,000 Chinese defenders held the city for 3 months against relentless assault by the Imperial Japanese Army and Imperial Japanese Navy. There's a famous picture of the Imperial Japanese Navy elite naval landing units wearing gas masks fighting on the streets of Shanghai under Coca-Cola sign, because they have threw everything against the Chinese defenders, but the Chinese defenders refused to budge for 3 months. And the casualty rate was sky high. For the Chinese, the casualty rate reached over 40%. That's over 300,000 soldiers. In the end, the Chinese army withdrew, and enraged by the stiff Chinese resistance they have encountered, the Imperial Japanese forces marched on to the next Chinese city, then capital of China, Nanjing, aka Nanking, where they took out their bloodlust on the city's civilian population. This was known as a Nanjing Massacre, or aka Rape of Nanking. Now, with this historical memory in mind, the Chinese players refused to give up. They said, never again, not this time, not on my watch. We will defend Shanghai to the end. So they refused to log off and keep fighting.
The last 2 weeks, this whole second galactic war has been going on. There are several capitals in Helldivers 2, which are named after real world cities. And literally every capital except for the 2 in China have fallen. The Chinese player base refused to let digital Shanghai fall. The city's held rate was under 20% and got capped because so many Chinese players refused to fucking log off. They refused to stop playing.
Now, as megacity around the Super Earth start to fall one by one, the Americans start to hearing about what's happening in digital Shanghai, and they thought that is a worthy cause to join. So American players flocked flocked to Shanghai to join their Chinese brethren to defend the city against the onslaught of aliens.
Right now, the Helldivers Reddit is being flooded with American Helldivers players. There's a meme that's floating around, and it's like a Helldiver with like an American flag on his back, and he's like picking up a Helldiver with like a Chinese flag on his back, and he's like, "Sorry, it took so long to get here," or something like that. Like, people are rallying to China's defense. I don't think there's ever been anything more beautiful.
And taking advantage of the 12-hour time difference between Beijing time and the US East Coast time, American and Chinese players took turns. When the Chinese players finally signed off for the night, the American players would take over and continue to defend Shanghai. And after 2 days of intense battle, they started to gradually liberate Shanghai little by little. But then the Chinese player noticed something. The liberation rate of Shanghai is capped at 99.98%. So it looks like the game dev planned to follow through with their original script, which is to have every city, including Shanghai, destroyed except for Stockholm, aka Prosperity City, and have the final battle take place over there. Now, this made many Chinese players very, very angry. So they took to review bomb Helldiver 2 on Steam. Now, after 2 days of this, finally, the game company have relented and they let Shanghai stand. And finally, Shanghai, together with Prosperity City, became the last two megacity to stand on Super Earth. The final battle did take place, and the humanity won. Now, this was hailed as a great victory by the gaming community. A local TV station in Shanghai picked up the story and they ran with it. I use the AI to dub it into English, so take a lesson.
Players from around the world gathered in Shanghai, taking shifts day and night to build a cyber Great Wall and defend the dignity of the Earth. A battle to defend Shanghai that took place inside a game quickly went viral.
So, the whole thing actually started on May 20th when a shooting game called BattleBit Remastered released a version update. In the game's setting, the aliens have stationed troops at 7 locations, with each of Earth's 7 super landmarks corresponding to real-world cities like Shanghai, New York, Singapore, Stockholm, and others. As long as players can defend even one of these landmarks, it counts as a victory for them. Among them, Shanghai, due to its unique strategic position, became the key location in this interstellar war.
Originally, the developers intended for the storyline to progress with the 6 major cities falling one after another, leading to a final showdown in Stockholm, where the game developer's headquarters is located. However, the players didn't follow the script and forged their own path to glory. At the very start of the game, under the aliens' overwhelming firepower, the first city, Jerusalem, fell at lightning speed in just 2 days, and several other cities soon followed. Starting from 7 p.m. on the 27th, the aliens intensified their assault, and by the evening of the 28th, Singapore had fallen. At this point, only Shanghai and New York were still holding out, gritting their teeth. The situation in New York was extremely dire, while Shanghai was faring slightly better, leading to a remarkable scene. Many foreign players decided to rush to Shanghai's aid. Sure enough, a little after 9 p.m., New York was also occupied by the aliens, and all players on the server gathered in Shanghai. At midnight, the final battle began. On this sleepless night, Chinese and American players quickly communicated through in-game voice chat, social media platforms, and other means to coordinate their combat strategies. Due to the time zone differences, both sides divided the work cleverly. Chinese players took charge of the daytime battles, using their precise marksmanship and flexible tactics to engage the enemy, while American players took over at night, deploying airdrop units and providing powerful fire support to build a solid defense for Shanghai. In the end, this grand collaboration between Chinese and American players reached a perfect conclusion on the night of the 30th, Beijing time.
Now, there's a proliferation of meme around this. Yours truly have also contributed by posting a World War II American poster, which says, "He's Chinese. He's your friend. He fights for democracy." Hello, my friends. I'm Carl Zah. Leave in the comments below what do you think about this, and what other content would you like to see on my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.